Hi students, and welcome to today's live IELTS class. My name is Adrian and I'm streaming to you from beautiful Victoria here in Western Canada, the capital city of the province of British Columbia. I hope all of you are having an awesome weekend so far. I hope you're finding some time to relax and enjoy life aside from your work and studies. Students, we are looking at IELTS speaking part 2 today, talking about a personal item. As usual, this lesson is presented to you by aehelp.com. For academic IELTS, visit us there. For the general IELTS, check us out at gieltshelp.com. These are the websites that power these live classes. We use them regularly. If you're in these live classes and want to learn effectively, I highly recommend joining our premium courses there. Welcome Anahita, Hai Fuang, Romelia, Kevin. Nice to see many of our members in the class. Everybody, this is a members chat class. To become a member, click the join button next to the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. This is our academic IELTS website here. Click the big red button to join the premium version of our course at aehelp.com. It's a one-time payment for lifetime access. We're an IDP affiliate. We're a British Council partner. We are an IELTS test registration center. I'm a British Council agent. We are world leaders when it comes to IELTS exam preparation. We help thousands of students succeed in their IELTS exams every single day. For general IELTS, it's gieltshelp.com. It's the green background. Again, just click that big red button and you will have access to all the videos, practice exams, interactive courses, app for your phone, and lots more. We will use our websites today, both for speaking to each other and for a live class after this one. So we will have a live class on this website. We do live classes as well on the websites. The apps are Academic IELTS Help and General IELTS Help in your app stores. And you can get access to the premium versions through YouTube, through Shopify, just by going to the store on the YouTube channel and checking out through Shopify. So lots and lots of ways to help you improve. Instagram has our schedules and vocabulary and some funny reels to help you learn important tips and tricks for the IELTS exam. We are a content production company and we are looking for video editors as well. So if you have a CV, you like to create videos, send us your CV to the email below. If you have questions for the IELTS or English, definitely, or immigration or going to university in another country, definitely send an email to us, adrian@aehelp.com or admin@aehelp.com. Either one of those will work. We've got lots of classes coming up, everybody, for these live classes. So right now we've got speaking part 2 for members, and then we'll have a speaking part 3 class for everybody on our website. I will show you how to do that a little bit later in the class, and that speaking part 3 will be related to this topic of personal items. Tomorrow we have a class on Zoom for our premium students. As I said yesterday, I'm adding extra classes for premium students. Why? Because they deserve it. They help us help you. So definitely a good idea to be a premium student. We've got a premium class coming up on Wednesday at 15 UTC. And then we've got speaking, reading, writing next week. And then we've got another premium class as well. This will actually be a speaking part 2 class here on the 27th. It just makes sense to teach part 2 and part 3 together. So that will be a speaking part 2. All right, everybody. So let's get into today's class. I know you're like, oh, I want to get into part 2. Anna, you're very welcome. Oh, by the way, Yeah, so Anna's saying thanks, Adrian, for sending me a Zoom link for tomorrow's live class. You're very welcome, Anna. You should also see the Zoom link there for Wednesday's class as well. So the tomorrow's and Wednesday's class are included in that email. If you're a premium student and you did not get a link for tomorrow's and Wednesday's Zoom class, please let me know. Send me an email and I will send you that link separately, okay? So you should have that. All right, everybody, let's do this. So IELTS speaking part 2, the cue card, the long part, it's kind of the scary part for a lot of candidates because you have to speak in English for 1 to 2 minutes on a surprising topic. It's like a jack in the box. Does everybody know what a jack in the box is? Because speaking part 2 cue card is definitely kind of like a jack in the box. Part 2 is like a jack in the box. But you do not need to be scared or surprised. Okay? I think it's probably one of the least favorite toys for many people out there who have experienced the jack in the box. Yeah, the jack in the box is that famous toy where you have the box and then you have a little handle on the side that you turn, and then eventually at some surprising moment out springs kind of like a clown looking figure from the box. Boing. Okay, and so there, and then you get surprised. Yeah, Fuang, you are incredible with those emojis. Yeah, that kind of looks like a jack in the box. Kind of like that, Fuang, exactly. All right, so speaking part 2 should not be a scary jack in the box. You should kind of be like, oh, okay, I know what to do with that. And there are strategies for that, and I'm going to teach you these strategies, and we will practice, okay? So after about 5-6 minutes talking with the examiner will look at you and they will say that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. For this part, I will show you some questions. You will have 1 minute to read these, think about your answers, and then you will have 1 to 2 minutes to speak. I will tell you when to start and when to stop. You can take notes in the 1 minute time if you wish. Is that clear? If they ask you that, definitely say yes. It's clear, I prepared, I'm ready. Talk about an item. Talk about an item you often have with you when you leave home. Okay, so there's your topic. There's your goal. It's the most important sentence for the cue card. I really don't like the advice that people think is important from some places or even from some of the websites associated with IELTS, where they think, oh, these questions are just there to guide you. You don't need to answer all of them. I think it's very important to answer all of them. I think it's a very good idea to answer all of them. And I think candidates, in fact, I know candidates who answer all those questions tend to do better and get higher band scores than the candidates who don't. Okay? So you should answer those questions. You don't have to, but you should. Okay? Very important. So, in that spirit, make sure to read those questions carefully. If you speak off topic, your score will go down. So you want to stay on topic and you want to answer those questions. And it's not that challenging as long as you have good planning and you prepare for this part of the speaking at home before the IELTS exam. Okay, Anna says, clearly this is a cue card about an object. Excellent, Anna. So you read the questions carefully. What is it? When and where did you get it? What do you use it for? Why do you take it with you? And how do you feel when you leave it at home? Okay, now it might even be worth reading the questions twice. What is it? when and where did you get it? What do you use it for? Why do you take it with you? And how do you feel when you leave it at home? Okay? All right. So here, after I've read the questions, immediately for step 2, I identify the category or the type, okay? And because I practiced at home, I know that this is an object, okay? Obviously. Again, if a lot of you have missed this, there are videos on YouTube and on our websites that explain to you each of these. Speaking part 2 is generally either about people, places, objects, ideas, or events. Each of these kinds of categories has a specific set of information that you should include when talking to a stranger about it. Yeah, Anna, you could talk about the Apple Watch. I kind of recommend people to stay away from common objects that are complicated, like an iPhone or a phone or an Apple Watch. But you could, Anna. I think an Apple Watch is better than talking about your mobile phone. Okay? We'll explain why talking about a mobile phone is not a good idea. A lot of students try to talk about the mobile phone, but anyway, I'll get to that in a moment. So it's an object. All right, Valya, Fuang, Anahita, what should I include when I talk about an object? What points, okay, for discussion, okay, should I include when talking about an object? And the order does matter, okay? So, Fuang says, talk about the origin, yeah, where it comes from. Talk about its application, its appearance, yeah. And Fuang, try to really focus on getting that order correct. So talk about its appearance. So what it is, talk about its origin, yes. Talk about its usage, yep. The way you use it. Talk about its function, yes. And talk about its importance. Okay, so why is it important for you? All right, those are it. Again, for many of you who are new to our classes, go to the website at aehelp.com, go to the My Student account, go to your full interactive course, go to the speaking section and go through the slides that explain to you what you need to do when you are talking about an object. Okay, so appearance, history, application, and so on. It walks you through these steps. Okay, all right. So lots and lots and lots there for you. Okay. All right. Good. Anahita says talk about its history as well. Yes, and we'll get into that a little bit. Okay. So now, along with step 2, and this should be together with step 2, also talk about or also identify the tense. So the timeline. So the tense needed for the card, or to be more specific, the verb tense needed for the card. So for this card, talk about an item you often have with you when you leave home. What is it? When and where did you get it? What do you use it for? Why do you take it with you? And how do you feel when you leave it at home? What kind of grammar should I include in this response? Okay, Anna says present simple. Yeah, because it's general, right? So I always take my Apple Watch with me, right? Anna, I'm always wearing my Apple Watch on my wrist. Present continuous. So it's definitely present simple, present continuous. Okay. Valia says some past simple in there as well. Where did you get it? I got it at. Yeah, I got my Apple Watch at an Apple store in the shopping mall. Absolutely, Valia. Yep. And what else? There's one other grammar form there that's very obvious from the questions. Look at this last question. And this is why, students, it's bad advice for people to say, don't worry about the questions. The questions actually help you, and you should focus on those questions. They help you express the right grammar as well. Look at this part here. How do you feel when you leave it at home? What kind of grammar are we fishing for with this sentence? Fong says that's a conditional. Yeah. If I leave my Apple Watch at home, I feel a little bit anxious because when I exercise at the gym, I don't know my heart rate. I don't know how fatigued I am, and my watch helps me with this, right? So it's asking for a conditional as well. Absolutely. Okay. All right. Step 3, the very, very important step 3. What is step 3? What is step 3? Anybody? Anna, it's not reading the question twice. That should be step 1. Okay, so step 1, read the question, read it twice, read the topic twice. Step 2, identify the type, figure out the tenses. Anahita, exactly. Think about 2 to 3 ideas. So think about 2 to 3 possible ideas. Okay, so good. Don't just think of one. Okay, that's very dangerous. So Anna says, how about an Apple Watch? Fine. A lot of people, you know, their very first reaction would be mobile phone. I'm not a big fan of the mobile phone, and I don't think the examiners are either in your IELTS exam. Okay. Anna says, how about AirPods? Yep, AirPods are better. Absolutely. Okay. Why is mobile phone not a good idea? So talking about your phone, pay attention, everybody. I see we have lots of students watching. Talking about your phone is a bad idea, bad idea, for several reasons. Number 1, it is too common and boring for examiners to listen to. Number 2, you will be compared with the other 50% of candidates that talk about the mobile phone. So if you have a candidate come in before you that did an excellent job talking about their mobile phone and the examiner gave them a band 7, and you go in and even though you're doing an okay job, they're going to give you a band 5 because it's really hard for the examiner in their head to think, well, I gave that last person a 7. They talked about their mobile phone, and I'm going to give this person a 6.5 even though they don't sound nearly as good. However, if you're talking about a different object that not everybody's talking about, they might give you a 6.5 because it will sound kind of unique. And as long as you're fluent and it sounds decent, they're not comparing you as much, okay? It's human nature. Does everybody get that? So the mobile phone is way too common of an answer. And it almost sounds memorized, okay? So it's another reason. It often sounds rehearsed. And examiners are not likely to give high bands like 7.5 or more for answers that seem rehearsed. Okay, so there are, plus it could be hard to talk about. That's another one, by the way. D, mobile phones are complex. And they're complicated to talk about clearly. People think they're easy to talk about because we use them all the time, but they're actually not. Mobile phones are quite complicated, and they use quite complicated hardware and software. So it's tricky to talk about a mobile phone at a high level, even for certain native speakers that aren't techies. Okay? So yeah, Anna says it has thousands of functions and it can be hard to explain clearly in 1 to 2 minutes. Absolutely. Okay. And it's kind of funny because I see that some people in our viewership probably didn't like that idea because they kind of left. But that's the reality of it, everyone. So if you are talking about your mobile phone, it could get you into a tricky situation. All right. All right. So I don't recommend talking about your mobile phone for IELTS speaking. It's not a good idea. All right. So don't do it. There are lots of other items that you take with you, I'm sure. Just think about what is in your pocket. So you have your Apple Watch, you have your mobile phone, you have your AirPods. What else do you have in your pocket? Anahita, do you really carry a box of thread and needle in your pocket? I mean, if you do, it's possible. Again, careful with the vocabulary. Anahita says a box of threads and needles. What do you think we actually call that usually in English? Okay. What do we call that? And meanwhile, Ghazi says we could talk about our wallet. Yeah, I think a wallet would be even better to talk about than a mobile phone, for sure. Absolutely. Fong, a hoodie that you often take with you. Yeah, okay, that could work, sure. If you really like your hoodie, sure. Glasses, yeah, if you wear glasses, absolutely. What do we call a box of thread and needle, everybody? Think about the verb. It's called a, and if you don't use this vocabulary, Anahita, it will be tricky to get a band 7 or more, because if you're talking about this, then the examiner expects to hear this vocabulary. That's right, Anahita, it's called a sewing kit. Okay, so you'd have to use that. You'd have to say sewing kit. I take a sewing kit with me often, or a small sewing kit. Okay. All right, you probably have other items with you, for example, like keys. Okay, a lot of people who work for some companies or in a hospital might have something like a security card with them that also has their picture ID on it and maybe gives them access to certain rooms or certain storage spaces for equipment, right? So it could be a security card as well. For those of you living in very sunny, warm climates, you might often have sunglasses with you as well. One item that I like to take with me at times is my lucky silver dollar. Okay. Hathu says my emerald. Yeah, you might have some jewelry like your wedding ring, right? Of course. Okay. So just think about what's on your person. If you're in the actual IELTS exam, think about what you left in the registration room and what you have with you. In IELTS, think about what you have with you and what you left in the registration room. Okay. All right. So once you have all of this, then you can start taking notes. So step 4, take useful notes. Do not write down information that you will say anyway. So for example, if you're Anna, you wouldn't write down something like Apple Watch. Okay, because obviously you're going to know that it's an Apple Watch. However, you might write down something like square face, and I don't know, is it about 3.5 by 3.5 centimeters? Something like that. Okay. So write down useful information to first describe it. Okay. All right. So members, Anahita, Ghazi, Kevin, if you're in here still, Valya, start writing down your notes. So figure out what you want to talk about and start writing your notes. So start writing down a couple of points for the appearance, a couple of points for the origin, where you got it from, right? So this is for the appearance. A couple of points for the origin. Write down a couple of points for its use. So how do you use it? Write down a couple of points for its function. Okay. Write down a couple of points for the importance or the experience of it. Okay. So appearance, origin, how you use it, what does it do, its function, those are different points, and then its importance. I'm going to show you the item that I will talk about today. It's actually not on me right now, but it'll take me a second to go get it. So while I go get it, it's going to take me a couple of seconds, start on these, and then I'll be back and I'll show you what I got, okay? All right. So, of all the items this time, I'm going to talk about this. Let's see if you can see that. Everybody can see that? It is, there you go. Here we go. It's the item that I'm going to talk about. I can probably actually, you know what? I can get you to see that a little bit better. Here we go. Okay, there. We'll zoom in on that. All right. So that's the item that I'll talk about today. Yeah, it's a coin. That's right. It's a coin. Fuang's like, ooh, what kind of a coin is that? It's actually a Canadian silver dollar. Okay. So that's going to be my choice. My lucky silver dollar. All right. Now, Valya says, it's your lucky coin, sir. It is my lucky coin, Valya. So the appearance, it's a 1 ounce, which is 31.1 gram. It's actually a troy ounce. So I'm not going to get really technical. It's silver. Okay. Which is interesting to remember. Okay. It has the queen and a totem. All right. On one side and a totem on the other side. The origin, grandpa, 16th birthday. Okay. Its use, fidget, flip, luck. Its function, I'm going to say decision, and importance, I'm going to say confidence. Okay. So there are my notes. This is what I would think about really quickly and could help me to give more details and talk a little bit more. Okay, Ghazi's like, what is it worth? Good question, Ghazi. It's probably worth around, I don't know, 30 bucks, something like that. It's not overly valuable. It's worth about as much as an ounce of silver these days, so it's roughly $30. All right. So that would be my step number 4. I would think about my lucky silver dollar, and then I would write down these notes. And then I have one more step. And yes, you can, everybody. In 1 minute, you can think about all of this, and I'll show you that in just a moment. Okay. And then what's my step 5? Ghazi, you're in Canada. You should get yourself a lucky silver dollar. Get your birth date. All right. It's a popular item. There are many Canadians that have their lucky silver dollars. Okay. All right. Ghazi says, I will. Great. They're fun coins. They're great. All right. So step 5, everybody, very important step 5. What is it? Prepare your first sentence. Okay. This will help with fluency and to target the question. Okay. So here we go. One item that I seldom leave my home without is my lucky silver dollar. Okay, so that would be my first sentence. Karem, Ghazi, Valya, Ha, Kevin, if you're here with me, Fuang, Anahita, write down your first sentence. I really, really, really want to see your first sentence. That will help me know what you chose for your answer to this question, and I can also give you a bit of feedback on that first sentence. Don't make mistakes with your first sentence, students. This is another reason it's a really good idea to quickly write down your first sentence so that you can get it correct, you can see it. Okay, for those of you who are joining right now, members and viewers alike, we're working on speaking part 2, the cue card. The question is, talk about an item you often have with you when you leave home. What is it? When and where did you get it? What do you use it for? Why do you take it with you? And how do you feel when you leave it at home? Okay. My first sentence is, one item that I seldom leave my home without is my lucky silver dollar. To be more specific, and this is a nice expression to lead into the description. Use it. Okay. To be more specific, this is a 1958 Canadian silver dollar that weighs exactly 1 troy ounce of pure silver, or 31.1 grams. It commemorates the province of British Columbia joining the Confederation of Canada after 100 years or 1 century. So on one side, it has an image of Queen Elizabeth II, and on the other, it has a totem pole to respect the First Nations of the West Coast. It is not only a beautiful coin, but it has a lot of sentimental value for me because my grandpa gave it to me on my 16th birthday, and it reminds me of his caring and love. He passed away some years ago, so this is a very special item for me. I take it with me whenever I leave home. I have it in my left pocket, and I often fidget with it when I'm feeling nervous. I also use it to make some decisions when I am feeling indecisive, like choosing a flavor of ice cream. I will take it out of my pocket and flip the coin to pick either strawberry or vanilla. Okay, now some of you are probably going like, what? Like, how is he just blah, 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 one after the next? It's quite simple, actually. So there's not a lot of trickery here. All I'm doing is I'm going through, obviously, what I have here in my notes. And if I get stuck, I take a look at this. Okay. And I'm also paying attention to the questions. And again, everybody, it is bad advice not to answer all of these questions. So oftentimes when you focus on the appearance, the origin, and so forth, then you are actually answering the questions on the card. So if you look at this first question, what is it? Really what we're talking about here is the appearance, which I did. I described what this coin looks like. Again, for those of you who are just joining in, this is the pretty little silver dollar that I'm actually talking about. There you go. It's a nice coin. And there are commemorative coins, by the way, Ghazi, for silver coins for the other provinces as well. So when and where did you get it? That one is obviously the origin, right? What do you use it for is obviously the function. So it's kind of a simplification, right? Okay, and why do you take it with you? How do you feel? That's the experience, right? Okay, so I would say that this coin gives me a sense of confidence. In fact, I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't keep it with me for this interview. If it were in my pocket right now, I would probably be fidgeting with it. So if I leave home without it, I kind of miss it. Okay, so there's my answer, and at this point I would look at the examiner, give kind of the signal that I'm finished, And if they still don't get that message, then I would wrap it up with a concluding sentence. So I would say, so for sure, my lucky silver dollar is an item that I often have on my person. Notice that expression, often have on my person. Okay? All right. So there's my response. Everybody just go over this with me. So read with me, copy, repeat after me. Let's take a look at the cue card and then we'll practice together. Okay? Talk about an item you often have with you when you leave home. What is it? When and where did you get it? What do you use it for? Why do you take it with you? And how do you feel when you leave it at home? Okay, your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking. One item that I seldom leave my home without is my lucky silver dollar. To be more specific, this is a 1958 Canadian silver dollar that weighs exactly 1 troy ounce of pure silver, or 31.1 grams. It commemorates the province of British Columbia joining the Confederation of Canada after 1 century. So on one side, it has an image of Queen Elizabeth II, and on the other, it has a totem pole to respect the First Nations of the West Coast. It is not only a beautiful coin, but it has a lot of sentimental value for me because my grandpa gave it to me on my 16th birthday, and it reminds me of his caring and love. He passed away some years ago, so this is a very special item for me. I take it with me whenever I leave home. I have it in my left pocket, and I often fidget with it when I'm feeling nervous. I also use it to make some decisions when I'm feeling indecisive, like choosing a flavor of ice cream. I'll take it out of my pocket, flip the coin to pick either a strawberry or vanilla flavor. I would say that this coin gives me a sense of confidence. In fact, I was a bit disappointed that I couldn't keep it with me for this interview. If it were in my pocket right now, I would probably be fidgeting with it. So, if I leave it at home, or if I leave home without it, I kind of miss it. So for sure, my lucky silver dollar is an item that I often have on my person. Okay. Take a look at the vocabulary. If there's any tricky vocabulary, then definitely ask me. Key vocabulary that the examiner will pay attention to in this response are the words, and repeat these after me. Copy me twice, okay? So repeat it twice. Okay. So they'll pay attention to words like seldom. Seldom. Okay. Troy ounce. Troy ounce. Commemorates. Commemorates. Confederation. Confederation. Totem pole. First Nations. First Nations. Sentimental value. Passed away. Passed away. Fidget. Fidget. Indecisive. Indecisive. Flip the coin. Flip the coin. Sense of confidence. sense of confidence. Okay, so those are the vocabulary that indicate to the examiner that a person has a higher level of experience with the English language than just average, common, everyday vocabulary. Okay? If any of these words are new for you, if these are unfamiliar, write them down. Find the definitions and use them as soon as you can so that you can remember and use these words in the future and understand them in conversation. And by learning these words, you will probably learn some other valuable words as well. Okay, got it, everyone? All right, so with that example in mind and with the instructions that I gave you throughout the lesson thus far, let's get into some volunteering, everybody. So I would like to hear what items you never leave home without, whether it's a small book, like Ghazi said, a little notebook, or your Apple Watch, like Anna has said, or a sewing kit, as Anahit had mentioned. Then get ready to speak. This is how you speak. This is how you join. I will be looking for members for sure. Here's the website again, aehelp.com. You can do this for free. Don't run away, everybody. This is not the part where you have to pay. If you choose to, you can, but you don't have to. Okay. Go to your My Student account, everyone. All right. Get myself higher here. All right. There we go. Hopefully my head is still visible. All right. So go to the website. This is aehelp.com. Okay. Again, for those of you who watch regularly, I definitely recommend joining the premium version by clicking the red button there. Boop. We had quite a few people join yesterday, which is great. And then go to your My Student account. In your My Student account, again, you've got lots of goodies, computer-based practice exams, a full online interactive course, etc. And then here, you have your student partner speaking. Click on that, and a new page will open up for you. Just gonna get my headset here. We have Manikanta, Stella, Pavani, Kulwinder, Ivan, Martina, and lots more in there. Fuang, great. All right. Fuang, we haven't heard from you in quite some time. Let's see if we can make a connection with you today. Fuang, are you ready? Fuang is very studious, always giving 110% effort. That's great to see. Oh, by the way, everybody, you see me in here as master. A lot of you I know this, but you will see me in here as master. And the way you communicate like Fuang did is you just click on that blue envelope next to my name. Okay, Fuang, here we go. Ooh, yeah. Hi, Fuang. How are you?
I'm doing great. How about you, sir?
I am also doing fantastic, Fuang. Thank you for asking. Any special plans going on this weekend, Fuang?
Well, I will take a 2-week holiday Lunar New Year vacation from my university, sir. So maybe I hope I have some time to volunteer after 10 p.m., sir.
Nice. A little bit of vacation. That's great. All right. Fuang, are you ready for this cue card?
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
Okay, all right, let's do it. I'll bring it up here and then start you off. Here we go. Talk about an item you often have with you when you leave home. Your 1-minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Okay, one item I often have with me when I leave home is definitely my backpack. Being a girl means that being elegant and beautiful is my top priority. Hence, my cutie black white leather backpack is my must-have item whenever I go out. It's made from leather and cotton with two named inner compartments, four small pockets on the outside and a side pocket for carrying my water bottle. If I'm not mistaken, I purchased this backpack in the year 2022 after my graduation from high school through an e-commerce store called Commerce NC Store, and it cost me at around 500 Vietnamese at that time. Um, in this the reasons why I decided to purchase because it's not only the best quality durable bag with affordable price, but the latest trends of it also make me feel cool and stylish and complete my overall look. It's so convenient for me because it can contain a lot of personal items such as a pack of tissue, my laptop, my credit card, and some makeup skincare products like lipstick. As a university student, this backpack is really useful for me in all situations, from my school to my workplace. Not only does it distribute the load on my shoulder, but it also conveniently stays my back whenever I ride my motorbike on the street. I really feel something missing if I forgot to have it on my questions.
Okay, your time is up. I'm going to stop you there, and we'll go on to part 3. Fuang, a little clap there. That was really, really good. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
That would be like a band 8 to 9 for sure on the IELTS exam. There was a lot of noise, and I couldn't hear you perfectly. I'm sure a lot of students are like, oh, I can't hear that very clearly. But your vocabulary and your grammar were so good that I actually know exactly what you were talking about. So you're talking about your black backpack that you purchased on an e-commerce store, exactly what you use it for, why it's important for you to carry your belongings, what you carry, how it helps you to look good, look the way that you want to look, that you miss it. You answered all the questions on the card. That was really good. So I can tell that you practiced that and really thought about the answer, thought about the vocabulary, checked the grammar. It was near perfect. A couple of slight pronunciation features. So at first I was like, what is it exactly? But then you repeated the noun a couple of times, which was really smart. So I was able to figure out that, okay, you're talking about a backpack. It's an ah sound, Fuang. So repeat after me, backpack.
Backpack.
Really stretch the ah. It's like you're a sheep. Okay, like backpack.
Okay, sir. Backpack.
Yeah, backpack.
Backpack.
Much better. Yeah, you gotta. Yeah, it's an interesting word. It really stretches the a sound. The backpack. So backpack. Yeah, and it was really good. So Fuang, I mean, as far as grammar and vocabulary in this case, not much to say. That's exactly how a person would want to describe leaving home with their backpack that's important to them. It was really, really good. Again, just, really focus on the pronunciation features, slowing it down, but wonderful strategy there, Fuang. So exactly how it should be. Good for you.
Thank you, sir, for your feedback.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So keep practicing that. Keep doing this because this is going to get you speaking really, really well. Okay?
Okay, sir.
All right. Thanks, Fuang. Have an awesome rest of your day and then good start to your holiday.
Thank you, sir. Have a nice day, sir, and see you next class.
Bye, Fuang. All right, let's give Fuang a thumbs up. I can tell that Fuang really prepared for this class. I have a feeling she looked at this question before the class, really thought about, what can I answer for this? How should I answer this? I think she really put in a lot of effort to make sure that these sentences are correct with good vocabulary. Yeah, her response said like that, some of you are probably thinking, wow, really, that was a band 8 or 9. Yeah, if I could remove all the background noise there for you and you could hear her say that in a quiet room, you would realize that that was a really, good response. Very nice connections, correlative, subordinating, coordinating conjunctions, very good descriptive vocabulary, great use of adjectives, expressions, idiomatic language. So it was all kind of top shelf English for sure. Okay, Anahita, I don't think we've heard from you this week either, so let me give you a chance. Are you ready? Okay, nice support there in the chat too. So Ghazi, thank you. Juan, thank you. Yeah, it was very, very good. Okay, very, very well done for sure. All right, Anahita, also here in Canada. You're in Ontario, Anahita. Ontario also has a silver dollar commemorating its confederation. All right, Anahita. Hi, Anahita.
Can you hear me?
I can. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you, sir?
I'm doing maybe not as good as you. You sound like you're doing really great, but I'm doing good. You're like, I'm fantastic. Yeah. All right. Anahita, are you ready for this question?
Yes, sir. I am ready.
Okay, let's do it. So that is the end of part 1. We will now continue with part 2. Talk about an item you often have with you when you leave home. Your 1-minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Well, an essential item that I usually carry with me whenever I go out is a compact box containing threads and needles, and its history dates back to many decades ago. But this box was bestowed upon me by my friend Marifat. Therefore, it has a lot of sentimental value, and my friend Marifat has purchased it from a store called Ashan. The box itself is petite, yet it houses an array of vibrant threads, which are wound around spools and accompanied by needles. And the reason for its existence and my belongings is due to its utility and unforeseen circumstances, such as the time that I might tear my wallet or bag. Therefore, in that time, it acts like a sewing kit, enabling me to mend any tears immediately and simultaneously. And by having this sewing kit allows me to feel a sense of preparedness and self-reliance, because it empowers me to address mishaps on the go. And sometimes I abandon it at home because sometimes I inadvertently abandon it at home. So in this kind of situation, I feel uncomfortable, and a subtle unease sets in, because I feel that I will not be able to solve the issue immediately. And apart from the situation that I unintentionally leave it at home, I sometimes leave it at home for whenever I go for.
Your time is up. I'm going to stop you there. Yeah, and if you're taking a long time on that last question, Anahita, that's on the cue card, then eventually the examiner will kind of be like, okay, you've answered that question. Let's move to part 3. So they'll kind of stop you there. But I'm really proud of you and Fuang as well. Like, both of you are really putting in a lot of effort to come up with not only great structure, but really good vocabulary. And this is where, learning from each other is excellent. May I ask, Anahita, how did you come up with all this vocabulary for this topic? Because you're using very, very good vocabulary for this response. How did you do it?
I asked ChatGPT to help me.
I thought so. I didn't want to say it, but I thought so. But you know what? Yeah. I love it. I think that when you can use the AI correctly, then I think it's good. I have a feeling you didn't just ask it to tell you about an object that people often have with them. It sounds to me like you actually told Chat GPT some instructions, correct? Like you said, I take a sewing kit with me. How do I talk about this for 2 minutes? Did you give it kind of specific instructions?
Yes, but the idea from my mom, then I made a story, and then I asked the ChatGPT to make a little bit of corrections to my response.
Fantastic. Yeah. And that's the smart way to use the AI. So you have the answer, you have the idea, you have the cue card questions, you give it enough information, and then ChatGPT can give you a clever answer, and it structures it correctly. Okay. So some really nice vocabulary that Anahita is using here is essential item. Okay, can everybody repeat this after me? Anahita, can you just repeat this after me? Essential item.
Essential item.
Yeah, and when you have a near perfect response like this, grammatically, vocabulary-wise, then really what you just need to focus on is the pronunciation features, right? So, thread.
Thread.
Spit it out, Anahita. Thread.
Thread. Thread.
Stick your tongue out. Thread.
Thread.
More. Thread.
Thread.
Much better. Now you're getting it. Yeah, you got to pull the tongue back. You have to kind of almost scratch your tongue. Thread.
Okay, sir.
Thread.
Thread.
Yeah.
Thread.
Much better. When it feels weird, that's when you're doing it well. Okay. Thread.
Yes, sir.
Nice expression here. Bestowed upon me.
Yes, sir. I learned this expression from your previous videos.
Nice. And just repeat it after me. Bestowed upon me.
Bestowed upon me.
Yeah, it's kind of like a special way to say gifted to me, entrusted to me. So bestowed upon, entrusted, and gifted to me. So my great grandmother bestowed upon me her wedding ring. Can you repeat that?
Can you repeat, sir?
Yes. My great grandmother bestowed upon me her wedding ring.
My great grandmother bestowed upon me her wedding ring.
Very nice. Unforeseen circumstances.
Unforeseen circumstances.
What's another way to say unforeseen, Anahita?
Unpredicted.
Very nice. You get a thumbs up, Anahita. Good work. Yes, unforeseen is unpredicted. Unforeseen. Unpredicted. Okay. Very nice. Okay. Sense of self-reliance.
Sense of self-reliance.
What's another way to say self-reliance?
Independence.
Yes, very good. Anahita, you're knocking it out of the park. Self-reliance equals independence or self-dependent. Yeah. Exactly. Nice vocabulary here. Inadvertently abandon it at home. I think that's almost English that you wouldn't even hear these days. It's almost too fancy or too nice. We would probably just say inadvertently leave it at home. Inadvertently leave it at home. Can you repeat after me? Inadvertently leave it at home.
Inadvertently leave it at home.
What does inadvertently mean?
Unintentionally.
Unintentionally or accidentally. Yes, exactly. Unintentionally. Lots of great vocabulary. Anahita, that's fantastic. So kind of like with Fuang, I mean, that's a band 8, band 9 response that you just gave me. The only issue that the examiner will be picking at there is just a couple of slight places where your fluency was broken, where I could feel like, you know, you could be more fluent. And then they would probably pick at a couple of slight pronunciation features like with the th sound, but overall, as far as vocabulary, grammar, coherence, range, and so on, it would all be top marks. So it'd be definitely in the band 9 category. So the overall mark would be very, very high. They would say easy band 8 or 8.5, no problem. It would be considered very good English for sure. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thanks a lot.
All right, Anahita, thanks for sharing, and thank you for preparing for the class. That was really good.
Sir, I think I purchased the test collider, and then I practiced speaking a lot there. And the first time I got 5.5, but I practiced a lot, and the 10 times or 11 times maybe I got 7.5. Therefore, I think I'm improving as well.
Oh, absolutely. No question. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for sharing that. Absolutely, you're improving, Anahita. There's no question about it. I think if you can find some of your early responses in these live classes on YouTube that are like months ago, where you're, 3-4 months ago, where you're first speaking, and you compare it to some of these, you will see a very big difference for sure. At least a 1 to 2 band score difference. So check it out and surprise yourself. Okay.
Okay, sir.
All right. You're welcome. Bye, Anahita.
Bye, sir. Have a good day.
You too. That was Anahita. That was a great job. Wow. I knew Juan's like, okay. Nicely done. Oh, I have to give Mario a chance here. He shares a name with my younger brother. So let's check in with Mario here. Mario says, do you remember me? You've got an IELTS test in 1 month. Mario, you'll have to remind me, but something does ring a bell. Yes. Mario, are you ready? If you're there, and if you've patiently waited, you are, then let's touch base.
Hello, Adrian.
Hi, Mario. How are you?
Well, hey, can you hear me?
I can. I've got you in my ears. Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I mean, Mario. That's the name of my younger brother. So
Yeah, like your brother. That's correct. I've been watching their IELTS lessons for a long time, and I will present my IELTS exam in a month, my official exam.
Why are you taking the IELTS?
Because I want to have my scholarship for the Erasmus Mundus scholarship. That's the best scholarship in the world.
Yes, I'm familiar with it. All right, Mario. Well, I will. It's so interesting using the name Mario. It's just like I'm talking to my brother. So
yeah, that's correct.
Mario, can you remind me where you are? What country?
Colombia.
Colombia.
This is in South America.
Yes. Carolina, our chat moderator, who's with us often, she's from Colombia as well. So very familiar.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So Mario, I will start you off on this card and give you instructions, and then you can give me the response, and I will give you some feedback. Are you ready?
Okay, let me think. Can you provide me 30 seconds to think about the item? Okay.
Yep. And I'll go over the card with you. So talk about an item you often have with you when you leave home. Your 1 minute preparation time begins now.
Okay, that's correct. I have the right answer.
Okay, then begin.
Okay, I'm going to talk about my coding interview book. Yes, this book is about 167 pages, and I used to do it in order to verify coding system, verify different kind of code of programming, and also I use this to verify to the coding structure for mobile applications, video games, and also single patterns, several kind of functions to program in a system. I use this for my coding lessons in my university, in the Columbia University, and I use this in order for verifying key aspects, key variables, And when I don't have this, it makes me feel very uncomfortable because uh, because several key aspects are not in my mind. It's always necessary to verify all aspects of this. So, in general, it's like my main weapon to use for the university for the every lessons. Okay. So
Okay,
that,
your
yeah.
time is up. I will stop you there. All right, that was really good, Mario. That was really good. All right. I would say that the examiner would probably score you at about a band 7 to maybe 7.5 for that. Okay, which is good. 7 to 7.5.
Yes, that's my purpose of my band score.
Okay, yeah. I think if you give that kind of an answer for this, it will be about a band 7 to 7.5, maybe closer to the 7. You had some really nice ideas. You have some nice vocabulary. Your grammatical accuracy is quite good, so your grammar is quite accurate. Okay, you don't make a lot of grammar mistakes for sure. Pronunciation is decent. It's about a 7. At first, I couldn't figure out exactly what the book is, but then you repeated it a couple of times, made it clear for me. Clearer. It's a coding book. I would call it a notebook for sure. I didn't really hear you use the word notebook. It's like a small notebook. I think a little bit of a description here of the item. Remember, I don't know if you were here at the start of the class, but when you talk about an object, it's good to describe its appearance. And you said that it has 167 pages, which is okay, but maybe a little bit more description here at the beginning. Like I would have said something like, I'm going to talk about my... it sounded like you said interview book, but I think you said something different, maybe like a programming book or coding book. Anyway, and you said this book has 167 pages. It is a small notebook about 10 centimeters by 6 centimeters that fits easily into my back pocket. It has lined paper, and I use it to jot down my codes for computer programs. Okay, can you just repeat this after me, Mario? Just a little bit more on the description so you give a clear idea to your listener here. So an item I always take with me is my coding book. It has 167 pages. It's a small notebook about 10 by 6 centimeters and fits easily into my back pocket.
Okay, this book is 167 pages. It is a small notebook about 10 centimeters by 6 centimeters that fit easily into my back pocket.
So the idea here is that you have to think about the examiner. If you're not talking about an item that is commonly known, like for instance, an Apple Watch that everybody kind of has an idea of what it looks like, or a leather wallet that's kind of easy to picture, but something more unique like a small notebook, then you have to give a little bit more detail so your listener can easily figure out what this small notebook is. I really liked some of your language, Mario. So at the end there, when you said in general, it's like my main weapon to use in every lesson. Can you tell everybody what part of language this is? When you say this kind of an expression, like my main weapon, what kind of language is that?
So sorry. Yes, this is a Spanish idiom, so I try to use it into English, but I don't know how to use it.
In English, this would be considered a simile, or it would be considered a metaphor. Okay, and it's
okay.
And you're kind of lucky. I always tell people be really careful because often idioms from one language do not translate to other languages, but you're lucky because Spanish idioms, French idioms do in many cases translate well into English. So however, for example, like Vietnamese or Japanese idioms definitely don't translate into English. So you do have to be careful with that, but here you're kind of lucky. It does translate and it makes sense, okay? So
Okay, yes.
also, I liked how you paid attention to the question. So you said, when I don't have this, it makes me feel very uncomfortable because several key aspects are not in my mind. Yeah. And the book helps me to troubleshoot and solve software problems quickly. Okay. So this book helps me to quickly solve programming situations and troubleshoot. Those were kind of words that I was looking for there as the examiner. But overall, quite good, Mario. Overall, quite good. So thank you for volunteering, and make sure to come back lots before your exam.
Yes.
Okay?
Okay, I will come here.
All right.
Time.
Okay, and Mario,
If
just
you
one
come
more.
here.
Yeah, and one more quick tip, Mario, while you're here, and everybody who's kind of like Mario getting ready for your exam. On the website, Mario, if you're looking at YouTube, you'll see there's this speaking interview practice button. If you click that and you pay $25 US, I know it's a lot of money in Colombia, but it might be worth it.
Yes.
Then I can do a full speaking interview with you where I interview you, part 1, part 2, part 3, just like the IELTS, and then we spend another 15 minutes talking about each part, and that could really help you save half a band to a band score. So think about it, okay? I'll leave it up to you, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome, Mario, and I hope to see you in class again, okay?
Okay, I will be coming here.
All right. Bye, Mario. All right, that was Mario. It was really good. Give him a thumbs up. A little coding notebook that he keeps in his pocket. Yeah, if you're a computer programmer, that definitely. It's interesting. It's like not on the phone, but an actual physical little book. Right? It's good. All right, Valia. I don't think we've ever heard from Valia. I'm trying to get as many of you in here as possible. Valia, are you ready? Valia, if you're there, let me know, and we shall connect. Okay, so little coding book, backpack, sewing kit, all these kind of interesting items people have with them. My lucky silver loonie. Right? Look at all those thumbs up, Mario, that you have in the chat there. That's great. All right, Valia, hopefully we can connect here. Valia, I don't hear you. Are you there? Valia, I think we had the same kind of issue before. No, I can't hear you. So there's a few different steps that you can take. Check to make sure you've enabled the website with the microphone permissions, etc. Also, make sure that you're not being blocked by any IP restrictions, national, local, provider IP restrictions for chat software, etc. If you are, you might need to use a VPN. As you can tell, we were able to connect with Canada, Vietnam, Colombia. So check it out. If you're having issues, send me an email, okay? Let me reach out to somebody else here. Let's go down the list a little bit. Let's check in with Stella. I think Stella was trying before as well, but didn't have any luck. So let's see if we have luck with Stella this time. Are you ready, Stella? Okay. One good tip, everybody, in the software here is try to connect with other students as well. Some students actually connect better with other parts of the world. I'm in Canada, obviously. So Stella, if you're there, let me know. Try to connect with somebody else. If you connect successfully with others, there's a good chance you can connect with me as well. So not a guarantee, but a good chance. Okay. Yeah, Valia, not a big deal. Valia, what country are you in? I do see you there in the chat also. Can you tell me what country you're in, just so I can get an idea of where you are? And Stella, if you're there and still there, then let me know. Okay. Indonesia. Usually I connect fairly easily with Indonesia. We have a few different students from Indonesia that kind of join regularly, so I'm not sure what the difference is there. Okay, I'm not seeing anything from Stella, so let me reach out to Varshitha. Varshitha, yes you can. Are you there? Okay. Kevin is anxious to get a chance as well. I see that. Varshitha, if you're there, let me know. I try to get as many students, everyone, and I try to kind of switch it up, give new students a chance, returning students a chance. So I appreciate your understanding. And I try to do as many classes as possible. Don't forget, everybody, we have a speaking part 3 class coming up as well. And of course, that's going to be on the website. I'll show you where in a moment. Varshitha, if you're there, then let me know. All right. Okay. I don't see that, but Kevin. Sure, I tested the system. Kevin, are you ready? Kevin says he's got a test in a couple of weeks here. All right, Kevin. Let's give it a shot. I know you're there because you're telling me in the chat that you're there.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great today. Thank you. I'm actually sitting outside, and this place is really breezy. So, again, it feels refreshing.
I don't hear the breeze, but I hear chatter, so it sounds like it's a busy place as well.
Yeah, there's definitely indistinct chatter in the background that you're very perceptive.
Yeah. Kevin, why are you sitting the exam in 2 weeks? I thought you did the exam already.
Yes, it's just that. Again, Mr. Agent, I feel like whenever I speak, I do struggle to express myself. So I just really want to be able to articulate my thoughts, and also thanks to your encouragement, I really want to try to hit that 9 this time. Let's see if I can make it happen or not.
Yeah, you know what? I'm rooting for you. I really am, because I definitely think that you have every chance to hit that band 9. Your last score was an 8.5 for the speaking.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're just a half a band score away from 9. I think you can do it. Kevin, I do think you can do it. So I'm going to keep my fingers crossed. Everybody send Kevin some good vibes and good luck, because he's really going for that band 9, and he's so close. He already got an 8.5. So, Kevin, I'm looking forward to your response. I'm going to start you off, okay?
Okay.
All right, here we go. So talk about an item you often have with you when you leave home. Your 1 minute preparation time is up. Please begin speaking.
Yes. So whenever I head out, I always make sure to bring my keychain along with me. Appearance-wise, it's a set of 4 keys, 1 to my motorbike, 1 to my house, 1 to my room, and the other to unlock my bedside drawer, where I keep some of my belongings private, like my diary. And they're all attached to a metal ring. I also hook the keychain with a charm, which adds visual interest, not only because it's carved into a richly detailed model of the Sydney Opera House with shell-shaped curved roofs, but also because it shimmers in sunlight. I got this keychain from my friend Mike, who was studying in Australia as a gift 3 years ago. He knew that pursuing education in Australia, specifically the beautiful city of Sydney, had always been my lifelong dream, so he gave me the item to wish me luck. These days, apart from using the keys to open doors to my house, to avoid being to avoid locking myself out, or switching on my scooter to get around, the function that I associate with the keychain most is a reminder of my goal to win a full scholarship to study in Australia next year. In fact, simply by hearing the jingling and the jangling sounds of the keys and the winds got me all fired up and just out of bed this morning, determined to crack this test, which would fast track my way to success. So if I ever forget the key or the keychain at home, I would be quite upset with myself because I would have to travel like 30 minutes to my parents' workplaces on the other side of the city to fetch their keys to get in, which I think is valuable time wasted.
Okay, your time is up. I'm going to stop you there, and we'll go on to part 3. Kevin, good news for you here. I would give you a band 9. I think you deserve a band 9 for that. I really hope that your examiner recognizes that as well. When you're so close to the band 9, sometimes getting a band 8.5 is not your fault. That's important, and this is important. Listen up, everybody. This is an important piece of advice here. So when you're at that band 8.5 level and that band 9 level and you don't get the band 9, it's not always on you. It's sometimes on the examiner. The examiner is just scared to give the band 9. They're being overcritical, etc. I think for this response, you deserve a band 9. I think this is an expert response, no doubt. It's clear. It uses a lot of great vocabulary. And sure, I could pick at a couple of points if I really wanted to, but everybody can. I mean, nobody speaks exactly the way we wanted to. So, for instance, you said by hearing the jingling and jangling of the keys. That's good English. I would say that as by hearing the jingle jangle, jingle jangle of the keys. But again, that's personal preference, and if an examiner is not giving you a band 9 because of that, then I don't think that's fair. I think that's being overly judgmental. But it was very good, and I can tell that this response that you're giving me is 100% you. So this is not Chat GPT. This is 100% you. This is far too specific and unique for Chat GPT to generate this kind of response. You can tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm guessing that this is all you.
No, you're 100% on the money with your comment there, Mr. Adrian. I did not use ChatGPT at all. I was, pushing myself to produce this answer.
I would, if you told me that you use ChatGPT, I would be asking you what kind of questions you asked it to make it sound this human, because I've never heard ChatGPT sound that human. So, I'm sure it's not. Okay, so really well done. And one interesting strategy here that many of you might have realized is that Kevin actually used the points of talking about an object in the response. So Kevin didn't just indirectly describe the appearance and say that, it's a set of 4 keys on a silver ring with a wooden charm of the Australian Opera House on it. He actually just directly said appearance-wise. And you can do that. That's absolutely a good idea. It helps you to remember, and you can say function-wise, appearance-wise, its utility for me is, and then you know what you're saying, and why not, right? Why not tell the examiner very clearly that you're talking about an object and you're highlighting these aspects which are important. So that was really, really well done, Kevin, and not too much critique there other than my version of English versus your version of English. So that was really well done, and I'm gonna really cheer for you to get that band 9. I think you're on the right path for sure. So good job, Kevin. Good job. Oh, and by the way, one more compliment that I will give Kevin here, and that I recommend people to try when you're practicing for the IELTS, is to practice speaking in challenging scenarios like Fuang often does with all that background noise. And Kevin, right now you're in kind of a busier place with people talking and chattering, because when you can speak English while there are distractions around you, then you can also speak quite well when you're feeling nervous on the exam day, etc., and that will be helpful for sure. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mr. Adrian. I'll try to be cautiously positive, not to be too excited, but thank you so much. I'll try to go all out on the exam.
Absolutely. Be you and do your best, and I think that you're going to be just fine, Kevin. So until then, keep coming back and keep volunteering. Okay.
Thank you. Yes,
right.
I will.
Bye, Kevin.
Bye-bye.
Kevin, Nicely done. Very, very nice. Okay, everybody. Ghazi, Romelia, I know you're being very patient. I see you in there. Anna, I see you in there. Thu, I see you. Deborah, I see you. Stella. I'm out of time for this class, but everyone, I'm back in 30 minutes. Don't go too far, okay? On the website at aehelp.com, in 30 minutes, I'm going to fire up another class. We're using the same chat system in the live class there. You can join the live class in 30 minutes. Don't do it now. You won't see any live class now. But in 30 minutes, when you go and you click on that blue button, you will see me pop up on an interface that's kind of like YouTube, but within our website. And then you will be able to join the live class there. And I will be looking for students that I saw trying to volunteer in this class and having a discussion with them. We're going to be talking about those part 3 questions that relate to this part 2 topic, okay? And the IELTS Part 3 is connected to Part 2. So practice your Part 2 response. Romelia, Ghazi, in the 30 minutes, try saying your Part 2 response a couple of times, because when you volunteer, I will be asking you to make connections to those ideas, okay? Very, very important. For everybody who's watching, do keep in mind that we are scheduling more and more of the premium user exclusive classes. There will be one tomorrow. I sent the Zoom links yesterday. To become a premium user, click this big red button that's right there, way above my head at this point. And it is a one-time payment. You get lifetime access, and you'll be able to get links to these premium Zoom classes also. You're very welcome, everybody. Some really nice, impressive English from our volunteers today. Make sure to learn from each other. Peer learning is excellent. General IELTS students, it's gieltshelp.com. It's the green background. I'm back, everyone, in 30 minutes. Until then, you can even check out our apps, Academic IELTS Help. You can purchase the premium package through the apps as well. General IELTS Help in your app stores. Premium members, if you did not get the Zoom links for class tomorrow and on Wednesday, let me know. I'll send you those links in separate emails, okay? Valia, please send me an email and I will send you that Zoom link, okay? I will be looking for those today. Just make sure to send it in time. All right, everyone. I am back in 30 minutes on the website with another live class for Speaking Part 3. Until then, have a great break. Practice those Speaking Part 2s, and I look forward to catching you shortly. Bye for now, everybody.